The United States Mint isn't really known for making too many mistakes on their coins, but news just came out that they did make a mistake striking the 2022 Silver Eagles. Now, this whole situation is just really weird in my opinion because this news just broke, but those coins have been out for a while now, so why did nobody say anything? It's also really weird because in terms of mints making mistakes, you rarely see this type of situation happen. The most notorious situation I could think of when it comes to a mint error is the 2017 Dragon and Phoenix coins. There was a mirrored gap behind the Phoenix's head, which wasn't supposed to be there. Now, the Perth Mint does not make mistakes. They blatantly did, though, and we all knew it. So we were wondering, when are they going to admit it, if ever? We all wrote to them. Finally, they came out and said, yes, it was a mistake, but it was only for the first like 2,000. I think less than that. I was actually one of the first to get my hands on it because I ordered mine from Modern Coin Mart, which they are located in Florida. The Perth Mint is from Australia, so it's just right up. The first people to get it in the United States was Modern Coin Mart, since they're right there. Moral of the story is, when these error coins come out, it's really tried to, they try to sweep it under the rug. Now you can see on this, it even shows that it says mint error. So let's look into this story. Striking error discovered on 2022 Silver Eagles. While it may be interesting mint error to watch for, most collectors will likely want a more perfect coin. And I could beg to differ. The 2017 Dragon and Phoenix coins that I actually have them as MS70 version, and it says that there's a mistake on it, which could drive more of a collectible value, just making them more rare. So recently, graders at Independent Coin Graders, or ICG, certified several unusual 2022 silver American Eagles that had a shiny incused ring near the rim around part of the coin. No one at ICG has seen something to this extent on Silver Eagles before. Now, I'm curious how many of these came out, because I know there was what was the mintage for the 2022 Eagles, if that information came out now. I remember I think 2019 was like 13 million. Recently, the last 5 years or so, it's been in the teens, when it used to be 30, 40 million per year. So I'm sure it wasn't much, especially since the US Mint sold out of Eagles in 2020, and they're having an extremely hard time finding silver blanks. They even announced that there was a limited mintage number on the 2022 Type 1 and Type 2 Eagles, so there's already a very short supply of these, right? They minted with a cap on them, a limited mintage. I'm curious how many of these are out there, and if you came across one, go check your coins again, your Eagles. So, we've called it this characteristic an incomplete strike ring. We believe this anomaly resulted from a strike through error where the substance prevented a normal strike. And usually it's something like that, where it's the finishing on it, or, it could be anything. A lot of times it's like the number, where it's like, let's say it's a 1986, the 9 will be a little off, or like the Dragon and Phoenix, there was like a mirrored part that was supposed to be more of a matted finish. Could be a lot of different reasons. So figure 1 above shows the error in the slab. Figure 2 is a micrograph of the area. Note that the mark has 2 different surface colorations. Now, examining the field of one of those coins from its center to the rim, you'll find the normal frosty field changes to a dull color on both sides of a shiny scrape-like surface. This indicates a substance was pushed into the planchet when it was struck, and then it was spread out, becoming thin. The surface was changed at its borders. So you can see it's right here. It's right there. And actually, if you want to go up to the full, it's blatantly obvious. I mean, it's really not hard to tell, even when it's in the slab. And they're calling it an incomplete strike ring. Now, I'm curious, this is graded as an MS67. How do they grade a coin that has an error, right? I mean, that would be extremely hard, because an MS70 is obviously the highest condition you can get. That's perfect. But since there's an error, what is the limit to that? Could it never go above MS67, or could you get an, I guess in my situation, I do have an MS70 Dragon and Phoenix. I actually have 2 of them. that are heirs. So, but this is a whole different situation. We're talking about, an entire, fourth of the coin being almost looking like it's scratched. This is really interesting, folks. I'm curious, do you have any of these coins? It says at the bottom, we have learned that entire rolls of these are being found. Wow. See, they're saying that people would rather have the actual coin, but this coin, especially since the 2022s are already a limited mintage number and it's the notorious year where the US Mint finally changed the design. I think these coins in the long term would be more expensive. This would bring a lot of collectability to it because there's probably such a small supply of these out there, such a small number, especially that are circulating around, still in circulation at least, that it would only make sense that these would be more expensive, just like error coins from the past. A lot of error coins that are coming out are expensive. Think of those pennies, right? Like the old dated pennies that there's a mistake where the 9 is slightly off. Those coins go for thousands of dollars compared to $20. You know what I'm saying? So I'm surprised that they say most collectors will likely want a more perfect coin, because I definitely would love to get my hands on one of this, especially a graded one where it admits it's a mint error. So, anyways, what do you think about this news? I think this is pretty crazy, honestly. I just think it's crazy because why did I'm curious what the US Mint actually, this is going to be the most interesting part about this whole situation is the US Mint going to come out and admit this? And what are they going to say? How many do they think are out there? Usually, mints know about this, but it's past, like, for example, the Dragon and Phoenix, they knew almost down to the exact number how many of those mistakes were out there. Especially with a situation like this, since it was from probably one machine, they could probably tell how many or give an estimate, but who knows? I'm curious what the US Mint statement's going to be, if they acknowledge it at all, because I know a lot of times mints try to sweep this under the rug. Perth Mint did not want to admit that. They did not want to admit it, and they waited so long. We actually thought that the 2017 Dragon and Phoenix, there was a die variety, which those are a thing where they make two different versions, but came out that that wasn't supposed to be there behind the Phoenix's head, and that made that coin extremely collectible and a lot more expensive than the normal coin. So I wouldn't see why people wouldn't want to purposely get one of these or try to look for one of these. So yeah, what do you think about this? Do you have any? Let me know. Do you think this is going to drive the coin's value upwards or downwards? And I mean the error version. Let me know. I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was 1, educational, 2, informational, 3, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. I post daily videos, 3 videos on weekends and 2 videos on weekdays. So make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned. Usually in the morning, video will be posted, and then later in the day. Every single day. I got y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.